Iowa at USC, Saturday. It's a 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific kickoff on Big Ten Network. Don't even ask. It's a ranked game. It's a ranked on a ranked game. It's on Big Ten Network. Congrats to the folks at Big Ten Network. Now, I hear you. I hear every one of you, and I know what you're saying right now. Lucky Iowa, man. Whew, this game's going to be a far cry from last week, they're saying. Whew, 37 degrees and rain in Iowa City. Couldn't be Southern California, they're saying. It brings me no joy to present to you this weekend's weather forecast in normally sunny Southern California. Friday, heavy rain. Saturday, heavy rain. This concludes your weekend forecast for Southern California. It's going to be a repeat of last week, but about 20 degrees warmer. That's what we're walking into. Maybe heavier rain. I didn't know it was monsoon season, but apparently it's monsoon season out there. Passing offense, it should be noted, USC number 10, Iowa in the 130s. Who cares? They don't need to throw the ball this weekend anyway. But be careful. I know what the historical trends say. Historically, oh man, you give a slight breeze to USC and their entire offense implodes because they're just a fireworks offense. It's just pinball on grass. Just throw the ball all over the place, mix in a run every now and then. Now, Iowa, boom, 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 run the ball, stop the run. USC is vastly improved running the football. They had 36 carries for 224 and 2 scores against Michigan. Out-physicaled Michigan in the Coliseum, might I add. They played Nebraska, 38 carries, again, over 200 yards. Those are the two most comparable games probably to this one. They didn't have as much success against Notre Dame, but this one is at home. I don't think Iowa's as good an offense, a good as team as Notre Dame, so you probably don't need to score in the mid-30s like you did last week. Iowa just gave up 260 on the ground against Oregon. You can run the ball on them. Having said that, Iowa just needs the Oregon game again, which sounds a little weird. Didn't they just lose the Oregon game? Yes, they did. Wasn't that at home? Whereas this one's on the road? Yes, I will grant you those points. They need a replay of the Oregon game stylistically. There's a reason I came on the show Sunday and I said, boy, hat tip to Oregon. Oregon won playing Iowa's game. Iowa turned it into their game. They just didn't win. Iowa's probably got an 80% chance of winning any game that they control stylistically. Not 100%. So good on Dan Lanning and Oregon. You throw on the cotton hoodie, you beat Iowa, playing their own game, get out of there with a win, move on to the next week. That doesn't mean Iowa screwed up. It just means they didn't do quite enough. Some would say that's the same thing. But you get my point in taking that style on the road. It looks like it's going to be rainy, ugly, gross conditions again. And this time you're playing USC. And you just got to be a little better on third down. That's one thing you need to do. You were 5 of 13 last week. You need to be a little better there. Oregon was top 15 in the country in third down defense. USC is closer to 50th. So you should put yourself in position to have more success there. You lost the turnover battle last week. You know you got no business losing the turnover battle. You're Iowa. They're not supposed to be open in the game with a safety. That's supposed to be you. So you got to have those critical factors tilt your way. Gronowski doesn't have to throw for 300. Just make 1 or 2 more plays. And you got to think you're going to give yourself a good chance to win this game. It's a culture game. Even though USC did what they did against Michigan, you're still kind of thinking to yourself, the totality of a Big Ten season, you're just waiting for it to take its toll on USC. Well, they control their playoff destiny right now. They're sitting there ranked, what were they, 15, something like that. So they're right there in the thick of things. It's a massive hinge game for Lincoln Riley. For his career at USC, it's a massive hinge game because if they win this game, that Oregon game becomes a Super Bowl up in Eugene in a couple of weeks. We'll get back to the video 1 second. Do me one quick favor. Look down. Make sure you're subscribed. Most of you are. If you're not, please do so. It's the way we keep the channel free, we keep the videos coming, and we get to do college football year-round as God intended. All right, as promised, back to the video. Actually, it would be next week, yeah. If they lose it, I mean, if they can't beat Iowa at home, they're probably not going to Eugene and winning, and they're probably on track for another 8-4 season, maybe 7-5. if they can't beat UCLA. But I mean, just think about the difference in trajectory. You win this week, maybe you go to the playoff. You lose this week, you're probably going 8-4 again. There's minimal traction, there's minimal improvement, and all the noise starts again. But it's also a big mentality check moment for Iowa. It's not easy. What they had happen to them last weekend at home would gut most teams. And now they're going on the road. Now, they just watched the playoff committee tell them, hey, we're still going to rank you number 21. They only dropped them one spot, which I don't have a problem with. But now they go on the road, and USC's on longer rest than them. It's a mentally tough program. They're going to need to be. Let's take a look at what the model thinks. FanDuel's got USC out to a 6.5-point favorite. The model is much closer in its thinking. It's got USC minus 3.5. You know what? I'm going against the model. I'm going to ride with Lincoln Riley. I'm going to take USC to win. I'm going to take USC to cover. And I think they're going to do it playing a physical style of football, the likes of which you haven't seen Lincoln Riley teams really capable of playing in the past, except that they did it against Michigan. They did enough of it against Nebraska. They didn't quite do enough of it against Notre Dame. I think they'll do it here. Ugly game, hideous game. How windy is it? How effectively can they still throw the ball in the rain? But I think they're going to win the game and cover. So I disagree with the model here. I'll tell you what I do agree with, though. We made an announcement on the show the other night about a charity that we were partnering with, a foundation that we were partnering with. I haven't even been able to open all the DMs and emails. We got overwhelmed with feedback from our announcement of our partnership with the Magnolia Foundation the other night. So a quick recap, because I know not everyone caught the Sunday show. The Magnolia Foundation is a foundation that helps with people who lose children, age 0 to 18. They help with funeral expenses. They help with counseling. They help with commemorative care, which is just making sure someone's there on important dates, birthdays, anniversaries. Long after the attention has faded from tragedy, they're still there. And I love those guys. Matt himself lost his daughter in the tornado that came through here back when I first moved here. Our building got hit by it too, but we just got sideswiped. They weren't as fortunate. And he lost his little girl. And shortly thereafter, and after they had to go through what they had to go through, they started this foundation to help other people who are going through something similarly. So we have long planned on partnering with them. We finally pressed go on it. We announced it the other night. We're doing several initiatives, but one of the first that we can announce immediately is in the Pate State store, you'll see the Magnolia Foundation hats and shirts, the ones that say "You Are Loved." A ton of you grabbed those the other night. Portion of those proceeds are going to the Magnolia Foundation. And we'll have several other things that we're doing with them. If you don't care about the shirt, if you don't care about the hat, if you just listened and said, well, I just want to go contribute directly, you can. themagnoliafoundation.com/give. That's how you can go check out what they're about. That's how you can go give at your leisure. I'm told a lot of you did. I'm told one of you gave a very charitable donation the other night, and then in the comment section said, happy to help, but Pate needs to talk about Indiana more on the show. I think those are fair terms. Really, when it comes down to it. For the right cause, I will talk about Indiana more on the show. But I appreciate all the feedback we got on that, and they do as well. They don't have a mic in front of their face. I do. I'm speaking for them. They appreciate it. Really, really good work and really important work that they do. And we're happy to be able to help in some small way.